Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I think this is my second video for the channel. Kind of exciting to actually do this as a hobby. I never really put in much effort into doing this before, like recording and talking into a mic. I always found it a bit strange to do that because I'm here basically alone, and then eventually realize to some extent you're technically not. I mean, you put this out there with the intention of probably entertaining some people, and well, here I am now, learning as I go, but doing my best. So today I'm a bit late to many topics. In fact, I've always been that way. It's very difficult for me to keep up to date with everything going on in the world because of my job and stuff like that. And when I do get a moment or two, I do try my best. So today I'd like to look at former GTV host Frosk announces she's leaving the industry, blames peers for failing to stand up for others. Now, I don't think I have to really introduce this person, and I don't have to give you some sort of background as to what happened with G4 TV and stuff like that. It's all over the internet. I'm sure you've seen many videos and you all know what's going on at this point in time. However, what I do find, from my own personal opinion, is what I do find to be a bit strange, or rather stupid actually, is that the way they've handled the situation, the way they carry themselves and go on with it, the way everything was overall handled. It shows someone of very poor character when you behave like that. Normally when you just go out and accusing an entire group of people of something, you know, who was that German guy, the one that used to raise his hands with the half mustache, did some bad things back in the day. You know what I'm talking about. You kind of behave just like that guy when you do those kind of things. So going back to the article, former G4 TV host Indiana Frosk Black announces she's leaving the industry, noting that issues leading to her decision could have been prevented if her peers all stood up together. So when she went on a rant last year, she basically wanted everybody to take a side. This spoiled child over here expected everybody to just put her up on some pedestal as some sort of savior or messiah and go through with whatever she tells them or whatever she believes to be true. To some extent, when I look at it, there's always this thing about gamers being like this, gamers being like that. I'm being honest with you. Now, I've been a gamer for more than 2 decades now. I play most of my games online. I barely connect my consoles to the internet unless I need to download an update, especially like on my PlayStation 4. On PC, if I do play a game online, it's probably a game that's purely online, and I always turn off my mic and mute everybody else. If I play like Paladins, for example, I like that game. It's a nice game. It's a lot of fun. But that's it. I've never played Overwatch. I've hardly played Fortnite. And I'll admit, in my online interactions, when I did unmute the mic, I didn't have a problem with the majority of the people that I met. I mean, from time to time, there'd be a kid coming in, playing some annoying music in the background or yelling or something like that. But I never had a really bad or toxic experience, except for when I played Dota 2 online. Played about 25 hours of that. From what I understood, if you had a mic, things were going better for you. But after like 2 hours of listening to the people in that community, I simply just abandoned the game. I played it for 25 hours. Once I started hearing everybody afterwards, I immediately left. So I can understand. Sometimes some communities are bad, sometimes they're good, sometimes you have a bad experience, sometimes you have a good one. But you can't basically label everyone or an entire group of people like that. You know? It's kind of how a lot of bad things have happened throughout humanity. You take an entire group of people and you say those people are all thieves. Meanwhile, out of 100 people, there's only like 5 thieves. Instead of finding the 5 thieves and isolating them, you accuse an entire innocent group of people, and then obviously they're going to be a bit mad at you, you know? So let's go back to this article. Frost recently shared the news on Twitter, declaring, "I've been angry for a long time with my peers for not using their power and voice to stand up for others in the industry. Had to come to some hard terms. The people who I'd known for years, who I thought were good friends, just weren't. Devastated me for a long time." Now, if you listen to this sounds like somebody who's so entitled that they think that everything in the universe revolves around them. You have to be, how far do you have to have your own head up your own ass to think like that? I have to know. Anyway, I'm leaving the industry. Found new work elsewhere. This industry is really messed up, and what happened to me and plenty of others wasn't fair. Excuse me, you were the one who caused all of this. I mean, I can understand that G4 TV was a sinking ship. I never watched it back in the day. I watched a few episodes online, mainly because of the rant, and I wanted to know what was going on. I found out about Olivia Munn. I didn't even know she was in the X-Men movie. I learned who she was. I learned about Adam Sessler. I started looking into the past of these people, started looking into things they did before. And now, when you look at this spoiled, entitled child, things are obviously going downhill very quickly. This is a perfect example of what happens when somebody believes that they are entitled to and are owed everything in the world. And then what they say, what they do, when they throw their toys out the cart, everybody else needs to just, say yes, you're right, even if they're wrong. Going back to the article. And it could have been avoided if we had all stood up together. You let me down, but I get why. Cheers and good luck. Excuse me. The only person that was let down is yourself. You let yourself down because your behavior was uncalled for, irrational, and all that toxicity that you claimed gamers and stuff had. This is what this person put out there. Frosk herself went out and actually behaved in a very toxic manner. If you were on a voice chat with somebody like that, you'd mute them. Let's be real. If you were in some lobby or something like that, the moment you heard anyone like that, you either troll them, you mute them, or you just get off the game. I've encountered people with her personality a lot in Dota 2. That's what caused me to abandon that game. Almost everybody that I met in there or heard through the microphone were all Frosks. That's how it is. When I do play Dota 2, I play it offline. I play a bot match. That's it. I'm not looking to get good at the game and stuff. I just enjoy the kind of gameplay that it has to offer. And recently I found it has controller support. Tried that, didn't like it. But it doesn't matter. When you find a toxic person, no matter where they are and who they are, you just want to steer clear of them. And even in this case as well, with her behavior and stuff like that, it's pretty damn obvious why people left. YouTuber Ryan Kinnell. I watched a few of this guy's videos. Not a lot, but maybe about 3 or 4 of them. Had little sympathy, opening his video pointing out that G4 found out the hard way. He's right. You don't get to treat people like trash and then expect them to come back and consume your product. What happens when company hires activists that are focused on the woke agenda and identity politics or respecting the viewers? That's the thing. It's a key word, respect. This is something which I see is lacking a lot. A lot of this, I don't know what it is in particular with media companies, or rather these type of hosts that you seem to find. A lot of them lack respect in the sense that they do not want to talk to a person. They rather shout down at you. It's as if though they are on some sort of pedestal and you're some peasant just at the bottom and they get to basically dictate what you should think, how you should speak, how you should act. And if you don't do as they say, then you're some evil person, whatever it is. And the manner in which they do it is some sort of, I don't know, it's like the guy from Germany. Carrying on. Shifting blame to Frosk as the biggest reason the G4 revival failed. That's true. The moment I saw that, I went back, I watched a few episodes of G4 TV, and to be honest with you, when Frosk wasn't in there, those episodes were really good. After her rant, obviously, I wouldn't want to support anything like that. Why would you want to support somebody who is so entitled, so disrespectful, has no manners? Why would you want to support anybody like that? Why would you want to associate yourself with somebody like that? In any company that you work, anybody who is in the working world, the moment that somebody behaves like that in any office, normally people steer clear of them. Unfortunately, in some cases, that's upper management, and everybody just hates those people. You don't want to see them ever again. You just can't wait to leave your job. You can't wait to get out of there, to get away from that person. And now you're telling us after the way she's behaved, we must just look at the screen. Good riddance, I'm being honest with you. Nothing of value was lost. Under the assumption Frosk was leaving the gaming industry, or at least entertainment based upon gaming, Kinnell's denouncement continues. When you behave the way she does, when you treat gamers the way she did, no one's going to want to hire you anymore. No one's going to want to bring a cancer like Frosk into their company. I agree. A disgusting SJW who will do anything they can to torpedo a company for millions, that she gets to say whatever she wants to the audience, he added. Kinnell took Frost's comments as her being annoyance at her peers for failing to defend the former G4 host after her outburst, and preceding incorrect comments on gaming that led preceding incorrect comments that on gaming that led to the outburst, insisting she is unable to find work in the industry and trying to paint herself as a victim. Frost may refer to her involvement with the revival of G4 TV and backlash towards the show as a whole. It should be noted, though, that a controversy involving Frost may have gotten the ball rolling. To some extent, I can understand that. Usually, with these kind of people, they tend to get promoted to a lot of different places. It could be that G4 TV was already a sinking ship before that, as many people have pointed out. And probably they just want to put some huge nail in the coffin and they got this one year to do it. Maybe they'll put on to some other company that they just want to ruin, put people out of work, that kind of stuff. G4's revival crashed and burned with practically the first major headline about the show setting the tone. Frost ranted about sexism in gaming and claimed viewers who prefer Cecil's work to hers was sexist, despite them both reading the exact same script. I'm being honest with you. When somebody reads a script, it's not really about the words that are in there that matters a lot. I mean, to some extent, yes, the way the words are written and stuff like that. If it's well written, it's easier to listen to. But at the same time, when somebody reads a script, everybody has a different voice. They have a different way. They have a different personality of doing it. Some people have a way of drawing you in. Some people have a way of pushing you out. Some people have a way of just, for some reason, making it sound as if though it's just nails across a chalkboard. And that is what I get when I listen to this woman, I'm being honest with you. G4's revival crashed and burned, blah, blah, blah. I already read that. Reading the exact same script. Claim the fans disliked it because they didn't find her as bangable as the previous hosts. I'm being honest with you. No, I didn't even know who the previous hosts were until I found out about this whole rant and stuff like that. I'm being honest with you. When somebody is nicer, friendlier, more jovial, tend to joke a lot, act out of place and stuff like that, it's fine. But when somebody's entitled, rude, disrespectful, talks down to you, you just automatically don't like them. It doesn't matter who they are. So maybe for 2022, we be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace. Frost concluded her rant. Be nicer. You should take that advice. Be more self-reflective. Perhaps you'd take that advice as well, and enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. I'm being honest with you. Nothing in this world is free. Everything costs something. Time, money, whatever it is. That's free content that they're making. They're doing that for ad revenue. If it wasn't for that, nobody would get paid. Nobody would make any money off of it. So don't come in here with your bullshit story that we're making free content for you. No, you have a job. You're doing a job. You get paid for that job. If you were working there for free and not earning a single cent, I'd say yes, fine. But the fact of the matter is, everybody who worked on the show probably was paid a salary, if I'm hoping they were paid a salary. If you weren't, I'm sorry. You should really find a better job, or should have not gotten involved in the first place. Now, combined with comments from Cecily tweeting, Republicans are stupid, racist. You gotta be kidding me. I'm not even from the US and I don't even like these people. I don't care about this Republican and Democrat nonsense. I don't even support anything. I'm not even a fan of politics. I really don't care. What I do care about is the way people treat each other. Show some respect. Try not to be so entitled. G4 started losing at least 1,000 YouTube subscribers a day following the Frost rant, only made worse by the former G4 host doubling down and telling viewers to read feminist literature to educate themselves. I would have come to your show for video games, not for this nonsense. I want to get away from all this other crap that's in the world. Video games is my escapism. That's where I go to actually rest my mind, to sit down, to relax, to put my feet up and enjoy something. It's, to some extent, you got to understand, if you're going to keep living your life like this, you're going to become a miserable, bitter person who will forever look at everything in a negative light. And that's probably what's happened to all of these people. Since Vice President Blair Herter echoed Frost's earlier arguments started on LinkedIn, if you don't hear the rant, unfollow me and don't watch us. We're not for you. Wow, interesting. G4 seemingly took aboard or mocked their most common complaints with the Price is Right style game show segment, including popular VTubers and guest streamer Amaranth in a bikini engaging in suggestive acts. It's funny how they just took a U-turn over there and did that. You know, all the talk and all that, I don't know how to put it, heroic speech that came out of Frost's mouth, all of that just simply just fizzled away and died. A very painful death when they brought Amaranth on. And female host Justin Minks, pretending to be outraged, jealous, and under the false impression Amaranth would replace her, getting slapped in the face with meat. Even months after Frost ran, the bad news kept growing. Herder quit, view numbers tumbled, network president Russell Aarons also quit less than a year into the job, and 20 to 30 staff members were laid off. Congratulations, you just sped up these people's misery, I guess. Imagine being so entitled, thinking that you are so right and so that everybody else in the world is wrong, to the extent that you would jeopardize the job of your own team members. Think about this for a second. You have a football team going onto the field. Football is not an easy sport to play. It's a contact sport. Can you imagine one guy out there running around, tripping the rest of his own team members clean off their feet? That's exactly what happened over here. Ending everybody's careers. Come on, you gotta be kidding me. The latter saw Frost tweeting an image with a caption that read, "I survived," and own text, "Let's play some games, yo." Imagine that. Imagine being so self-absorbed, being so selfish, being so stupid that you go and you ruin the lives of effectively 20 to 30 people that you worked with on your own team. You destroy a show completely because you were too entitled to see beyond your own, well, it's kind of hard to say this, but your head's up your ass. You can't really see beyond anything. Imagine being that entitled, that spoiled, thinking that what you say is what is right in the world. Everybody else should just obey that. Mere days after the tweet, Frost revealed she was no longer working at G4. Less than a year after its launch, it had not been confirmed whether Frost quit, was fired, or laid off. Huh, that's an interesting one. Comcast officially shut down G4 the following month, which is exactly 11 months after it launched. Congratulations, that's one hell of a speedrun. Sessler was driven into a frenzy shortly thereafter, threatening violence against those mocking him, along with your mom jokes. Those are kind of old. And vitriol against even those highlighting G4 and his own flaws in a less antagonistic way. I'm being honest with you, no matter who you are, even myself, criticism should be allowed. If you make a mistake, if you say something that's inappropriate, if you do something you shouldn't be doing, regardless of what it is, people should have the right to tell you about it. If you play a game, you should be able to tell the developers, hey, look, I didn't like this segment. This was boring. This was not very entertaining. This sucked. Same thing goes with real life, with work, whatever it is, especially when you are in a public space like the internet. I'm being honest with you, when you put it up on the internet, you're effectively showing everything for the world to see. It's the equivalent of you just basically taking your laundry and hanging it out in the middle of the street and having all your neighbors look at it and they'll be like, hey, why are you looking at my underwear? So as far as this goes, if you put out bad content, people are going to let you know the content's not that good. If you put out good content, people tend to support you. It's how it works. Back to the article. Recently, amid another anti-gamer rant, Sessler claimed that he was out of games entertainment because I founded an AI company that was bought by Reddit. Cool. Good for you. I'm happy to see that you actually got some money in the bank. But also, good riddance. We don't need people like you in the gaming community. And being honest with you, a lot of the times, a lot of the gamers that I've met that I know personally, none of them are toxic people. All of them just like to sit back, put their feet up. At the end of the day, they have different games. They play games online. They play games offline. They play board games. They play all kinds of things, tabletop games and video games. They just are really cool people to hang out with, you know. Most of us just long for those days of couch co-op and multiplayer split screen kind of vibes, which is why we even play things on the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2 and that kind of stuff. I'm being honest with you. Painting an entire community with one brush, that's going to rub a whole lot of people the wrong way, no matter who you are. With that being said, that's the end of the video. If you liked it, do leave a like and subscribe if you want to come back for more. If you didn't, leave a dislike, and Let me know in your comments down below what you think. So yeah, if you can also recommend any ways for me to make this a bit more entertaining. Sorry, I can be a bit boring. I talk too much, I think. But whatever it is, let me know down below, guys. Remember, if you want to criticize me, feel free to do so in the comments. Thanks. See you next time.